You're watching Living Black, coming to you from the New South Wales Riverina region. In March this year, much of this area was flooded by heavy rainfall and overflowing waterways. Letitia Griffin spoke to some locals still struggling to get back on their feet.
The Riverina, Australia's agricultural heartland. But in March, this region was rocked by devastating floods.
Across the border into New South Wales, the Riverina district continues to bear the brunt as the Murrumbidgee River's depth rises above 7.5 metres.
One of those communities affected was the small township of Narrandera.
It would have been about 3:45 in the morning. The water started coming through our front door. We didn't have much time to get out. We opened the front door and the water sort of flowed in up to our knees. I got my daughter out, took her to my older sisters. By the time we got back, everything was underwater, like to our knee height. We saved what we could out of my son's room, but it flowed through our house for about 4 or 5 hours.
Christy Greedy had purchased her home just 2 weeks before the floodwaters hit. This is what it looked like when the water swept through her living room, an encounter she'll never forget.
It was scary, I think, too, because it was still raining, so we didn't know how high it would get. So when I got my daughter out, it was dark. We had no power, there was no light. And because you haven't experienced it before, you don't know how bad it's going to get.
After a lengthy clean-up, she's now picking up the pieces, trying to replace her damaged possessions. She's now tracing all that was lost, in the hope that her insurance will help her get back on her feet. The floods have also hit many local businesses hard. For Narrandera artisan Michael Lyons, the flood-ravaged landscape has made it near impossible to source raw materials.
I can't get out to get any wood or any timber like the mate didgeridoos. It'd probably be might be another 6 or 4 a month or 6 weeks before I can get out there. But but I'll get by. But that's the way it is.
His problem is one that's not uncommon in the region. Just a few weeks ago, these roads behind me were covered in water, with no access in and out of local towns. Emergency evacuation centres were set up to assist those in need, and one of these was the Takandi Inabara Centre for Boys. In the nearby town of Darlington Point, residents were evacuated to Takandi Inabara after the Murrumbidgee River overflowed. These young men gave up their beds and also lent a helping hand.
We gave up our room and we started sleeping in tents and got along with them.
A lot of the elders.
Yeah, said they're going to come to our graduation and stuff.
Kids being kids, they won't realise it at the moment, but a lot of them, they could have just said no. They could have said, no, well, what do I have to help them for? It's hard work. But there was none of that. They had a terrific attitude towards it. They went in, got the shovels, started filling the sandbags and started sandbagging. They would have filled easily 500-600 sandbags between the 10 of them.
The ordeal was a challenge, but it was also the start of new friendships.
It was great and all the rest of the ladies loved it. And they all got on with the boys, and the boys used to come in and help us with the vegetables when they were out of school. And it was super.
A community spirit that's helping the locals to stay positive.
So we're still grateful that that we've got everything. We're still in a home. Yeah, so other people were affected worse and some were affected less.
A philosophical approach that's helping the Riverina to move on and restore its reputation as Australia's food bowl.
And there's still plenty of clean-up work needed throughout the Riverina. Letitia Griffin reporting there.